That is awesome.
Worldwide shipping is available on this cream puffer. What a great day to be alive.
Once in a lifetime opportunity. Runs hard. Wow. Outstanding. So grab your cup of Joe and let's go. Good morning. Today is going to be a great day. We've got the whole Coffee Walk team rolling today. We're going to the 60th anniversary of the Shelby Mustang. And I'm sure we'll see Mr. Aaron Shelby there with some other great cars. We're bringing two fantastic cars that you're going to love. Then this afternoon we're going to Celeste, Texas for American Steel Classics, aka Mopars 5150, and bringing my favorite muscle car of all times, my 71 Hemi Challenger, to that show. So the whole team's going to be there, everybody in Coffee Walk, even Kelsey. So let's go have a great day. The only person that has to work today is Zach. So here we are at the 2025 Shelby show, the 60th anniversary. I don't know if we're going to unload this car or not. Maybe we'll just let people find it over here like we found it in the garage. So what we brought today is 69 GT500 Shelby. This is not our car. It's owned by Mopars 5150 and American Steel Classics. It is a copy of the Playboy car. However, it is a real GT500 Shelby. And this was done 35 years ago. Really cool. And then we've got our 68 Hertz Winter Racer that was it. Actually brought it to the show before the show is even airing just to see people's reactions. So we're standing here talking to a gentleman on a fantastically built Daytona coupe. Now, they've done 14 continuation cars. This company called Kirkham, who does some of the absolute best bodies in the world. What's really neat about this particular example, if you look at it in the walk around, is the bodywork is absolutely amazing. Takes thousands of hours to do that. The real Daytona coupes, this is a copy, are now in the stratosphere as far as price. Well, I understand they're $30 to $40 million. I don't know the price of this car. I imagine it's substantially less than that. Still very expensive, but what a neat build. Way to go, Kirk. So the block of this car is a Shelby 331 block in Shelby heads, so it is a small block. So like the original Cobras, you can look at the front suspension of this car. It is a leaf spring, monoleaf in the front. Really, really neat. So they built this car, as far as chassis-wise, to mimic or be as close as they could to the original Daytonas. The car was 2,400 pounds and 550 horsepower. So do the quick math there. The horsepower to weight ratio is amazing. The build quality of the car is just unbelievable. The panel fit's incredible. It's sitting in the background, just right next to it, just kind of laying around. You got a GT350. So, I don't know when this is going to air, but we just rescued a 68 Mustang with 1,031 miles on it. One of the lowest miles Mustangs in the world. I think this is the second lowest miles Boss 9 in the world, because the Lawman is the lowest. Right, Brian?
This is the only one still on MSO that's never been taught.
I'm getting this car like it's mine. It's not, but it's actually a friend of mine's car. I don't think he'll mind.
But this particular Boss 429 has got some incredible race history. It's got a race motor in it now, along with the original motor. I actually brokered this car from Richard Rawlings to Brian Ratcliffe. So I was kind of in the middle of that at some point in time. But it's got the car running and driving. It's got an absolutely amazing history. The background of this car is it was one of the fastest cars of the day. It's got some incredible paperwork that will pop up with it. Really, really neat to see that he's got this car back together, and he tracked it down, interviewed the original family members, and a lot of really neat stats.
1,382 miles. So this week, Brian, I beat you on the mileage.
That's right, you did get a lower mile car, but you have less cylinders than I do.
Well,
so our 68 coupe with 1,031 miles beat Mr. Ratcliffe's Boss 429 with 1,382 miles. Pretty neat. It's amazing these low mileage cars are out there. So when Brian decided to buy this car from Richard, and Richard decided to buy it, I was on the phone and was looking at it. There was a little bit of risk because they didn't have all the history with the car. The motor that's in the car is a Holman & Moody race prep motor that was put into the car basically from day one. 765 horsepower. Transmission and rear end were also swapped, but the original motor, transmission, and rear end have been kept with the car all these years. So Brian went ahead, stepped up. There were some risks there, but we ended up getting a lot of reward because he tracked down all the history. So just think about that.
765 horsepower back in 1969 and 1970. It was NHRA Superstock champion many times, and it ran what in the quarter mile?
I've got a picture of this car with a dial in on the windshield at 10:19.
Absolutely unbelievable. So you go back and people were thinking Hemi Cuda time was about this time frame, 1970, 71. Sox and Martin ran a 10:17. And Grumpy Jenkins, who was the absolute man, who set all the major records, ran a 9:98. So this is one of the fastest cars in the world, a boss ride, a really, really killer example. And I think it's great that Brian Ratcliffe has brought this car back out. He's got it running and driving. You never knew in the near future you might see us at HPH doing a burn out of it. Would you like to see that?
All right, well, that was fun. We got to look at one of the best Boss 9s in the country as far as lowest mileage and drag racing history. Kirkham Daytona Coupe. Now let's go for a quick walk. So for 1968, we bought the bottom rung of all of them. A 6-cylinder automatic coupe. So we can go through all the lineage of the 68s that are out there, but let's just go straight to the Holy Grail. Boom. Yep. 68 KR convertible, triple black with a 4-speed.
Wow.
I love our 6-cylinder car, but
cool.
you go through all from there to there, that's where you want to end up.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
So we're here over with the world famous Don Yacht. Not sure if we can get him on camera or not, but he's a really, really top end race car driver in town. Got a fantastic car collection. This one is super special right here. This is one of the roughly 1,000 Hertz rental racers, GT350H. But this was turned into a B production race car. And when this car was delivered new, it went next door to Carol Shelby's shop, which I wasn't 100% familiar with until I was talking to Don. It had a race motor put in it. So what motor's in the car?
It's called a Drawley engine. So if you were going to go racing and you were just going to use it for racing, a lot of times Shelby would send you next door and to get a Drawley engine. So Drawley been around probably from the mid 60s to 80s. And it was a family business and a really, really kind of cool thing.
So somebody back in the day took a Hertz rental racer, which in itself was pretty cool.
Exactly.
It converted to a B production SCCA race car. Thanks for bringing it.
You bet.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Good
Great
seeing
car.
You. Yeah.
All right, as we were talking to Aaron Shelby, Kelsey and I have gotten to know him over the years. What an incredibly great guy to be taking over the Shelby name. Kelsey asked the question, how many cars got away that you really, really want to give back? He said currently about 6. And I asked the question, how many cars do you currently have in your collection? He didn't have an exact number. He said somewhere between 32 and 35. So I told Kelsey, see, we don't have too many Shelbys right now. So we were discussing that back in the day, I used to send letters to pretty much everybody in Texas that had ever registered a Shelby. And I sent many, many letters to either his house or his dad's house or his brother's house. I always wanted one of the continuation 66 GT350 with Shelby convertibles that were made by Beverly Hills. Well, most of those cars went to Shelby family members. And actually, out of the 12 cars, I think more than half of them are still owned by Shelby family members. And they still have it. And he basically said, we're not going to sell you that car. So if you have one of those, let me know. Okay, I asked Aaron what his 2 favorite cars were at the show and told him I really like striped elite cars. Alex found this car at the show because it looked like a Survivor car, striped elite, white. So we walked over there, we looked at it. The reason I sat there staring at the documents for a while is because it did look like a striped elite cars. It wasn't on the paperwork anywhere, but everywhere it said it was blue. But you walk around the car and the patina on it was amazing. However, the car had been color changed from blue to white. So not a Survivor, in my opinion, needs to go back to blue. But what's very interesting about this car is also was the last production car delivered to a dealer. Still a really neat car. So as usual, it's an organic show. It was organized chaos. Zach was rushing me and everybody else because we had to get to a Mopar show in Celeste, Texas, which is another hour and a half away. So we loaded up the 2 Shelbys, headed to Celeste.
Boy, this beast is a gas hog, just like all our trucks are. We run across the country. And how do we save on fuel? We use Upside. It's one of the easiest apps you can use on your phone. And right now with our special offer under Coffee Walk, you can save up to 25 cents a gallon. Click the link in the description to download Upside and use Coffee Walk to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Or scan the QR code here to claim this offer. Now this has worked wonders for us while we're traveling, because as you know, we're running cross country in our rigs.
and saving on fuel is great. You know, where can you use it? Well, just where we are right now, Upside is accepted and used for Exxon, 7-Eleven, right around the corner over here, Marco's Pizza has gluten-free pizza. You just gotta make sure you hit yes to get your receipt, because that's part of the process. You get it out, you scan it, submit it, and boom. Remember, there ain't no downside to Upside. So we made it to Celeste before the show was over. Got the Heavy Challenger unloaded, and we're rolling in.
Nobody. You
guys are late.
Woo! We're always late.
We were supposed to leave at 5, but not only was James late, he never showed up. Better late than never. Interesting fact. Celeste, Texas, 100 years ago had 800 people. It has 800 now. So even though it is Mopar's 5150, which is heavily Mopars, obviously, they do buy Boss 429s and some other Mustangs, and rolling in, you see 2 SSP cars. The SSP cars were the police cars, DEA cars. Really, really cool to see those sitting there. So when you walk in what they call the big building, you see Mopars everywhere, and they own all of them but 3.
So Chad out of Amarillo built this car from the ground up.
And the 69 not only is an A12 6-pack Super B, it's a Mr. Norm's car in a very rare color. First time out after restoration. Stunning. Check it out.
This is our this is our Tiger.
All right, guys, everybody makes a mistake every now and then, so that right there is supposed to be a Sunbeam Tiger. Guess what? It's not. It's a Liger.
What's a Liger?
That's an Alpine turned into a Tiger. So if they'd have called me or watched one of our past episodes on Sunbeam Tigers on how to tell if it's a real Tiger or not, it might have saved them a bunch of money. We casually passed by the 63 Z06 Big Tank split window Corvette, which is a holy grail Corvette. What's great about this car is it's got Canadian paperwork and it's fully documented. And they happened to buy that from Mr. John Clay Wolf's sale, and we were just sitting there while he did it. So it was kind of neat to see that car. That's in his private collection for now. However, he might sell it. If you're a buyer on that car, hit us up at social@cbjeep.com. I'll see if I can broker it, maybe get a cheeseburger out of it. So this particular Boss 9 has been judged to be, it is known to be, one of the very best restorations in the world. It has been awarded the Thoroughbred Award, which is incredibly difficult to get. Everything on the car during restoration was NOS, tires and battery included. Unbelievable car. It is incredibly difficult to restore a car to that level, and they own a Thoroughbred Boss 9.
270 grabber blue Bosses in 1970, so more than half were grabber blue. 230 something had white interior, 60 something had black interior. So this is like the one you want.
It's a rare car.
Yeah.
Out of the 270 grabber blue cars they made in '69, which was a very popular color, the majority of them had white interior, which I really like. Black is rare, therefore at this point in time, more desirable. 67 GT500 Brittany Blue 4-speed car with a 427 in it. What's special about that car is parchment interior. And if you remember, and actually I think we're going to see it in a minute, we sold them a 67 Brittany Blue black interior, also a 427 4-speed car.
Yeah, there's a coffee walk car. We love it.
And these guys say they've been out there running the car hard.
The day we picked it up, drove it like we stole it.
Yeah, roasting tires.
So we just casually strolled by a 68 GT500 KR Shelby, factory black, black interior. That is a Holy Grail 68.
So these two are both 71 Charger RT Hemi 4-speed cars.
Now we're walking up on 2 71 Butterscotch Hemi Roadrunners. Any Hemi-powered car in 1971 is incredibly rare, incredibly desirable, and very valuable.
Cars. These are the only 2 known Butterscotch Hemi 4-speed 71 Charger RTs.
Sitting next to each other. In 1971, they also built Super B. They built 9 with a Hemi and a 4-speed. There's one right there.
We bought this from our buddy Jordan in Canada. When he got it, it had a crate Hemi, like an aftermarket 4-speed, and a Mosier Dana. He found an NOS 71 Hemi, built it. He found a date correct 71 Trans, found a date correct Dana, did all the drivetrain, put it in the car, and then had it for about a year and sold it to us. This is our buddy Tom Dillinger. This is his Hemi Coot. He's owned it for a long time.
This Vitamin C Orange 70 Hemi Cuda is one of the few cars they don't own. It was actually driven in from Flower Mound for a show. How cool is that?
And then 68 Hemi Charger. This is a numbers matching motor and trans car.
68 Hemi Charger in factory silver. I don't think I've ever seen one.
Our friend Matt Coops in Florida restored this car to a very high level. It's all OE done underneath. It's gorgeous. It's got, I don't know, 20 miles on it. Factory silver. Yeah.
Now we're walking up to the holy grails of the 71 Cudas. There's only 114 Hemi Cudas built. They have got an unrestored one and a restored one. Now, right after the 271 Hemi Cudas, not to be outdone, 271 Hemi Challengers. They only made 71 Hemi Challengers. They've got an automatic and a 4-speed, and they're also in red. So they've got 2 red 71 Hemi Cudas and 2 red 71 Hemi Challengers. Incredible. Those are in their collection, not for sale. This is a 70 Hemi Cuda, probably my favorite Hemi Cuda of the show. Gentleman brought it all the way from Florida to show. It's an A22 double rubber bumper car, color matched. And with that option, the shaker bubble was not argent or silver. It was red and painted to match the car. That is an incredibly neat car to see. And base wheels, it's just, the car just looks fantastic with the bumpers and the shaker painted to match the car. And it's factory. That was an A22 option. Here's to you, Connie Sue Crawford. She started the car and motorcycle cruising page in Celeste, Texas. Is well known in the area for driving around her 4-door 57 Chevy with the Krager SSTs and the BFGs. She loved that car and loved cruising. So here's to you, Connie Sue. Hope you're cruising in the skies.
So we started this morning at CB Jeep at 8 o'clock. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
With the Shelby show.
It was fun.
It's outstanding, wasn't it?
It was.
Went to Celeste, Texas. Did the Mopar show. It was incredible.
Unbelievable.
There are no restaurants or food in Celeste. So we're on our way back home. Where else are we going to go?
Right there.
Leakey's Barbecue.
That's right.
We voted this best local rib, best ribs in Texas, best ribs in the United States. It is now the best rib in the world. Check this out.
That's how it goes.
That does not fall off the bone. No sauce needed. Absolutely unreal. Right, James?
That's right.
Look at that.
Boy, that make you happy right there.
You can go anywhere in the world, bar none, and not get there.
You won't find it like that.
So this is off menu right here. This is his chop. This is moist, mixed with dry, little burnt ends, and a tiny bit of barbecue sauce. Oh.
I gotta see. You told me it's good, so let's see what we got.
It's unbelievable.
The burnt ends will be the part that
You
gets
taste
it.
all 3 flavor profiles. Bar none.
Oh,
Moist, dry, burnt end. See that?
wow.
Isn't that crazy? Sausage is fantastic. But I will challenge anybody in the world. This is the best rib in the world, bar none.
Without a doubt.
How's that?
Yeah, one of those is appropriate.
Sold out.
Can't beat
Leakey's
it.
Barbecue, Wylie, Texas. It is truly the best barbecue. Leakey's Barbecue. See you guys next week.
All right, guys, thanks for watching today. In the past, we have some videos that we just couldn't use because the audio was so difficult. In these buildings, in these bars, there's a lot of people, a lot of background noise. And at the Shelby show, they had music playing everywhere. We couldn't get it turned off. So I hope you don't mind the voiceovers. Let us know if you like it or not. Sometimes we'll shoot a video for an entire event and we're unable to use it. So if this is okay with you guys, it's okay with us. Thanks for watching.
As always, please
like, tag, share, and follow, and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next week.